O'Bannon on this side of the floor has a great angle to come around for three, but Rose right now has got to do the switch on this play because you can't get through the screen. Howard's way too low. And that's what O'Bannon's doing, stepping up, making those threes. Big baskets for Ed O'Bannon.
This is the big dance, and both teams have brought their dancing shoes. Each is 6 for 9 from the floor.
Can't press this kid. Waste of time. Michigan likes to do that on timeouts, go full court pressure, but Edney handled it very, very well. Michigan trying to force action.
Butler on the break, and Petruska found it.
And that's the patience of what I like when UCLA plays half court with discipline and patience. That's how Indiana beat them twice. That's how Duke beat them once this year. Patience and discipline.
Butler has 6, the Bruins lead 3.
Still in the zone. Howard. Hey, the silent force, baby. Sooner or later, this guy's going to be the guy that steps up a notch, gets the rebound, gets the key 2 points. John Howard is, I think, what is the chemistry that makes this team work for Michigan?
Each of these teams is only shooting 70% from the floor.
That's the adrenaline. They smell Seattle. They smell championship.
Charlotte partially blocked. Foul called.
Weber got him. Now, this is the patience of when you take a look at what UCLA can do at half court. Petruska makes a good move as Butler makes that cut off the screen on the high post, and he's open because Howard's not over helping out to the ball. He's concerned about O'Bannon's three-point shot. Now UCLA's countering by going inside.
Richard Petruska showed us a total game against Iowa State the other night. 14 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, 3 block shots, and some intimidation in the middle.
Absolutely. Did it very, very well, but I don't know if he can do it today with Riley, Howard, and obviously Weber on the boards.
Weber, first personal foul.
Sean Carter's got to make these, especially when it counts at the end of this game. Good move by UCLA. Little zone press back in the zone just to contain the transition fast break by Michigan on a missed foul shot.
King to Jackson.
Right through Petruska, went through him, through the rim. Great move penetration by Jimmy King. One of the unsung heroes of this team, has as many assists as anybody and can play as a point guard.
And Michigan has the lead. Edney penetrates and sets up Sean Carver.
And that's where he's good. But the thing is right now, if they miss that, Edney goes in. Michigan's going to get the quick break because there's no one back when you got Sean Carver as well as Edney under the basket.
Howard stripped of the basketball. Here come the Bruins. Carver trying to save it. No, knocked out of bounds by Jackson.
Pretty good transition defense, though, when you got back that quick after the turnover. And you got to credit Jackson for making that defensive move so they couldn't get the quick score.
Michigan 3 turnovers. UCLA has yet to turn the ball over today.
Dribbles through. Watch the weak side double for O'Bannon.
Petruska.
Yes, they ran it for Petruska. Knowing Weber wouldn't go out and play him. Hey, European players shoot the ball very, very well. And he's not afraid to face up. He's got time to shoot it. Made a key basket. Weber. And one.
Petruska fouled him, and he got the bucket.
That's the strength of Weber. He is so unselfish when he starts dishing the ball out. But when it's time for him to score, great feed to him inside. And what makes Weber so good is he seals off Petruska there, catches the ball with 2 hands, and goes up with 2 hands as Petruska reaches in for the foul. 3-point play now for Michigan.
First foul on Petruska. And we're tied at 22.
Now here's what we got coming in. Here's Riley, who will be a first-round draft pick. This Michigan bench is as deep as UCLA was back in 73, 74, when they had guys like Richard Washington on the bench, Swen Nader on the bench. And this is what Michigan's going to do when they sub, and I don't think UCLA can do that, even though they bring in Zimmerman right now.
12 and a half to play here in the first half. Mitch Butler on the drive, and Weber was there. Rose with the lob for Riley, who goes back again and rejected. Here comes Edney, 3-on-3. Edney, stop and go. Oh, what a drive by Edney.
sides. You know that he just has that knack of knowing how to get that ball on the glass. Committed a dumb foul back here. Didn't need that right now. They need him in this game. Now watch this. He gets the ball. Very explosive. Reads that no one's open, so he takes throws himself. Watch the arc of that left hand where he laid it off the glass. Very good penetrating guard.
UCLA by 2. UCLA active in that zone. Tap no good. Yeah. Riley again. Here comes Edney. O'Bannon off the baseline. Got it.
He's got that rhythm going. You know, he shot 8 for 9 the other night. That's what he's doing today. He's got that confidence in his outside game.
Weber for 3.
He does that in transition. He has a green light in transition. That was the secondary break. And he's going to shoot it over the zone because Edney's too small to guard. Good three-point shooter.
Weber shoots 35% from behind the three-point line. UCLA's lead is 1 with 11:05 to play first half. Oh, Sean Tarver long.
He struggled the other night with his shooting. I think he's got to be more patient and wait for the open shot to get his confidence going.
King.
Nice pass.
Shoveled inside, taken away. Here comes Edney. For O'Bannon.
Yes. The crowd smells this when they know Michigan's got a battle. Michigan's just got to settle down and get into what they can do to get it inside as well as run their half-court perimeter shooting.
Ed O'Bannon has scored half of UCLA's 28 points. Inside, Zimmerman on Riley's back, and Riley will shoot 2.
I'll tell you what, Zimmerman coming off the bench the last 3 times down has really intimidated the front line of Michigan. And that's very important to get that kind of play for him when Patuska's out of the game.
Interesting, these 2 teams during the regular season each shot 50.1% from the floor for the season.
And that means you're getting layups and offensive rebounding. And that's where Michigan, as a transition team, when they get their bench going and get the rhythm going, I think that's what's going to be the difference before this day is over here. Bench play is very important in this game.
Michigan is shooting 56%, UCLA 71, and Riley makes the first of 2. Next week in Seattle, the winner of this game goes on to meet George Washington, Vanderbilt, and Temple, advancing from Salt Lake City. Riley gets 1 out of 2. UCLA's lead is 2, and they have the basketball.
And smartly not running right now. Worrying about what can we do to score? Very simple. Set up O'Bannon for jumpers.
Edney, back to the freshman Kevin Dempsey, who is into the lineup, number 30. O'Bannon.
That's all you got to do. Patience and discipline at half court bothers Michigan.
Ed O'Bannon has 17 points in the first 10.5 minutes of this game. King.
Weber's got to get back in the game. He's the one force that can make a difference in offensive rebounding. Palinka's in as a good outside shooter against the zone, but the zone is bothering Michigan. Big surprise so far. Great coaching by Jimmy Herrick to do that.
O'Bannon had it, lost it, regains it, dishes for Dempsey.
Smart move by Dempsey. Get it back out.
Still 12 on the shot clock. You see it in the lower left.
Hopefully they know that.
O'Bannon off the rim.
He's human.
Rose, Howard, and Butler has it. The foul is on Jalen Rose. 9:02 to play in the first half.
The solid granite gray of Wall Street. The boundless blue of a Paris morning. The radiant reds of an Australian sunrise. In celebration of a new style of service at home and abroad, we now embrace the colors of the world as the new colors of United Airlines. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Don't you just love a good upset? Well, how about if we give you an even better one? In an independent 100,000-mile test, the Oldsmobile Achieva beat the Honda Accord. It also beat Toyota Camry. So if you're looking for a new car, pick one that can go all the way. It's your choice.
You are here. He has the traveler's checks here. There's got to be a better way. Here's one now. American Express traveler's checks for 2. The only checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
Well, there ain't no doubt about the power of blue. It's got the airborne thrust of rocket fuel. Get out of that job. Get out.
Now at Goodyear, you can save 50% on the second tire when you buy one tire at the regular price. That's half off Goodyear Premium All-Season Radials for cars and light trucks. Any way you look at it, you save. Only at Goodyear now.
A senseless murder one man vowed to solve.
You still think I did it?
Yeah, I sure do. Robert Conrad in a psychological thriller, Sworn to Vengeance, Tuesday.
Edney now in transition. When he comes down, he sees O'Bannon coming in on his left side, makes a great bounce pass. O'Bannon goes up very strong, flies by. Obviously, the running game is there. They're doing it smart, though. When they got the good fast break, take it. If not, run the half-guard offense. That's why O'Bannon has 17 points.
O'Bannon, 6 out of 7 from the floor, 3 out of 3 from three-point land, 17 points. His career high is 29. He's well on his way.
Question is now, can UCLA maintain this pace for another 30 minutes?
Petruska back into the lineup for the Bruins. He has the basketball. Turnaround, no.
And so is Weber, and that will neutralize him.
Polenka on the floor for Michigan. And King off the mark. Here comes Edney.
Can't guard him. It's too quick. Jimmy King cannot guard him when he goes to the basket.
Fouls on Michigan number 24, Jimmy King. His first personal, 15 foul.
Jimmy King with his first personal, and into the game comes number 14, Michael Talley, a 6'1 senior from Detroit.
Mr. Basketball out of Michigan when he was a senior in high school. Shows you the talent coming off the bench.
And probably better equipped to try and guard Tyus Edney.
Yes, because he'll lay off, use his balance. Just let Edney shoot outside. That's all you have to do. Let him prove himself. But don't let him penetrate, because that's where you get in trouble.
Petruska with Weber outside. Shot clock is at 15.
Not a good scoring team right now for UCLA.
Edney dishes for Dempsey. That won't count. It looks like an offensive foul.
So you got Butler and O'Bannon out getting some rest. And it's not really, with Sean Tarver not scoring that much, not a good offensive team for UCLA.
Timeout on the floor.
The NCAA Women's Final Four, April 3rd on CBS.
And now for a look at some recent scores. This roundup is being sponsored by the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme Special Edition with V6, Air, Cruise, Tilt, power windows and locks, and more. Which reminds you of one thing. It's your money.
It's tough to keep ahead of the competition. You gotta move fast to stay on top. You need two-day priority mail. In 2 days, we deliver 2 pounds for only $2.90. If the competition's new rates are just too much, visit your post office to send 2-day priority mail or call 1-800-USPS for your free starter kit.
We deliver for you.
nightmare at the end of each day is over.
Introducing Pizza Hut's Dinner for 4. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, a family-sized salad, even cookies. For just $13.99, it's a great reason to stop and smell the pizza.
Burt Reynolds talks with the Quaker State team.
Hold on. I got to get my name on the car. My fans are getting restless.
No room.
How about on the big Q?
The big Q stands alone. Stands for quality.
You can't get better protection.
No other oil beats Quaker State.
How about right here?
No way. Red doesn't like to be crowded.
My fans are getting demanding.
All right. We'll go get the painter.
I must have had a hard time finding the painter. Nothing beats Quaker State. It's one tough motor oil.
Let it rain. Let it snow. You've got Michelin's all-season MXV4. The luxury performance tire with climate control.
You are watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
The UCLA band enjoying what's happening here in Tucson at the moment, and Southern University, having been dismissed earlier this afternoon, has a different view of things.
They should be tired. That's the best band I've seen out here in this region.
Michigan wanted to use the Southern band because they didn't bring their band. NCAA says can't do that. They were practicing the Michigan fight song when we arrived this morning. Pelinka, Rose, Weber, Howard, and Talley on the floor now for Michigan. And this is Pelinka for 3.
Position. The 2-3 zone really has Michigan stymied. They can't get their inside game going. They're not shooting the outside shot with consistency.
Petruska, Zimmerman, Dempsey, Edney, and here's Dempsey for 3.
The freshman has had a great year. Jimmy Herrick has done an excellent job of bringing this youngster along. He can shoot that shot.
Howard, tap no good. Loose ball, Dempsey has it. Edney ahead for Tarver.
Right now, you know, Berkeley upsets Duke. UCLA smells this against Michigan to get to Seattle.
The Bruins lead by 10. Talley, three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Edney has the basketball and pushes it up court. Dempsey for 3 again. Ho-ho!
Can't leave him. He just hits one. You got to go find the guy. And credit Edney for getting that defensive rebound out of the zone.
Dempsey was covered. They dropped off of him. He took it and hit his second straight.
Jimmy Herrick wants Edney and Tarver back in the paint. They're out too high. Get back in. Pack it in.
Pelinka back outside and Talley in the lane. And it didn't fall for him. Petruska. Edney, stop and go again off the glass. Wanted a foul and expected it, but didn't get it.
Didn't need to force it.
Weber on the double team. Point lead for UCLA, 5:35 to play here in the first half.
You still got to feed the ball inside. You got to go high-low in your zone offense, and Michigan hasn't done that.
Rose for 3. And Petruska is there.
If you're going to live with that perimeter shot and it's not working, go to a high-low offense and look to go inside against the zone to establish that perimeter game.
Michigan has missed its last 8 shots from the floor.
And none of them inside.
Tarver.
He can do that. And that's with O'Bannon on the bench getting some rest.
41-26, UCLA. There's the steal by Tarver.
He needs a timeout right now, Steve Fisher.
There has never been a better day to bring your company back to AT&T. AT&T quality and 100 free days. Sign up for one of our special plans, and you can get 100 free days of long-distance 800 service, fax, and data over the next 2 years. Call 1-800-222-0400 for full details. Don't let the sun go down without calling. AT&T, the best in the business.
This is a Gold MasterCard, okay? Sure, it's got a credit line of at least $5,000, but it won't settle any unresolved issues from your childhood. Well, maybe it could. I mean, no Gold card is more accepted on the planet, so you can take your parents to dinner practically anywhere and say, Mom, Dad, you raised me. I owe you a steak. And it might be smart to buy them a grandfather clock to replace the one you demolished when you were 8. And if this one gets broken, the Master Purchase Plan can replace it. So, I guess a Gold MasterCard could resolve some childhood issues. Wow, Gold MasterCard. It's more than a Gold card. It's smart money.
Today, 2 airlines share one vision: to join the world together as never before. Announcing the global alliance of U.S. Air and British Airways. Now, there are no boundaries.
There's the Accord with air, automatic, and ABS for 19,700.
Come on.
And then there's the Grand Am with all that for 5,000 less.
Grand Am just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's affordable. Drives great. Sporty.
It's sporty.
Monthly payments will fit. We get free 24-hour roadside assistance. Besides, we like the Grand Am better anyway, right?
Yeah. Let's get a salesperson.
Yeah.
One thing about playing the zone defense, you got your fast break ready to go because your guards are already on top. Dempsey gets the rebound, gets it to Edney, and they break long looking right now. Great move by Sean Tarver going to the hole, and UCLA smells this right now. They got super intensity, and you know, credit Chancellor Young, credit Peter Dallas, the athletic director, for extending Jim Harris' contract so he could concentrate on what UCLA can be in this NCAA tournament.
UCLA on a 17-1 run. Michigan hasn't scored for the last 5:45.
They got to get to an inside game post feed against the zone.
And Weber comes outside. Petruska with a hand on it. Weber gets the ball.
But it was a baseline penetration that forced the zone to move over, which freed Weber up for the loose ball.
Under 4 minutes for the half.
The key for Michigan, get it under 10 before halftime.
Ed O'Bannon still on the bench for UCLA.
And that bothers me because he's going to get cold. I think he should be back in there.
Tarver for Petruska.
Even though you got a rhythm going, you're going to need O'Bannon. And if he gets too cold, if he gets out too long, he won't get it going in the second half.
Weber.
Yes. Same thing. Feed the post. Get him up high. Get the ball inside. You're going to get easy points.
Don't yell at me, Digger. 14 for Chris Weber.
Tough switch right there.
Petruska for 3.
He smells it. He's been waiting for this moment. Coming over from, obviously, Europe, playing basketball in the States as a senior, trying to establish himself as a possible NBA player.
Jackson off the mark. Weber, offensive board, stripped by Dempsey. Tarver fouled as he went down the lane by Jackson.
You got to credit the intensity for UCLA right now. Now, Petruska coming off the key, he could shoot. European players do a great job of shooting perimeter shots. He hit one early to get his confidence going, but watch him come off the weak side pick. Great pass by Edney. Howard can't get out. Left hand, three-point shot. And watch his emotion when he knows he gets it going.
Sean Tarver.
He has been struggling on the foul line.
Tarver now 0 for 3 today.
It's a question mark for when you get O'Bannon back in before the half. Plus, you got a 20-minute wait at halftime, and I'm telling you, I don't know if, even though you're hot right now, he got 17 big points, I'd get him back in.
Rose for Jackson.
And that's important. As long as you penetrate on those wing gaps on the reversals, as Rose did, you're going to find that slant inside, which Jackson did to the baseline for a three-point line.
UCLA number 14, Rodney Zimmerman.
Now, here's the foul. Comes in, go up strong, right through Petruska. Very good. Zimmerman couldn't get near him either.
Jackson completes the three-point play.
The key is get it under 10 for Michigan. Get it under 10, things can happen in the second half. You got 2.5 minutes to do it.
Bruins with a 15-point lead. Petruska, double team, back outside to Edney.
Smart move. Michigan very good at double teaming in post play. Very aggressive and physical on post play defensively.
Going to take it to the baseline. The pass taken away, back outside.
Good rotation on defense by Michigan. They're playing with more intensity right now.
Dempsey for three.
Does he smell it? You talk about Evans from George Washington as a freshman. How about Dempsey's outside shooting? 3 in a row for him. You got it.
Other way.
Left his feet. Great defensive play by Zimmerman. Had position. Rose left his feet too early. And this crowd knows it, and they smell it. And this is a Pac-10 town where Arizona hates UCLA.
UCLA has made its last 5 3-point attempts and is 6 for 8 from behind the arc.
Very good move by Jim Herrick right now. Bringing back in Butler as well as O'Bannon before the half to get them that PT that they need to keep those legs moving.
Tyus Edney gets a rest. Petruska. And probably got the foul on the attempted rebound.
What happens now, see, he's getting a little carried away. He's got to relax a little bit and understand, look, you're not going to do it all by yourself. So what happens is you force a bad shot, and then you commit a dump foul, try to go get the ball that you just missed on the shot.
Packed house at the McHale Center here in Tucson.
Petruska gets a great ovation, well-deserved, an unbelievable half for him. And Jim Herrick right now is telling him, look, don't commit the dump foul, don't force a bad shot.
Jackson with the rebound and scores.
And this is where they're going to come at you.
Number 25, George Zidek, 7-foot sophomore from Prague, is in the lineup in place of Petruska. Riley all over Dempsey, who had visions of another three-point shot, and an offensive foul against the Bruins.
Well, the big guy inside, Zidek, trying to post up, push, shove. You can't do that, and that's the inexperience of him coming in off the bench.
Steve Fisher shouting out instruction to his troops as Ray Jackson goes to the line.
Now, Michigan's got a little momentum going here right now, and the key, I think, for UCLA is, and even though Edney's not in the game, I'd really eat up the clock, and you just don't want to give them a quick spurt of getting 4 or 6 points before halftime. Just take some time off, and he's going to do it by bringing Edney in right now to make sure you got the right guard making the action to control the tempo before halftime.
We are just under a minute for the first half, and Jackson has 15 points. Zidek is out. And UCLA going with a small lineup now.
Well, that's so they can run their half-court offense under control. See, what I don't like now, though, this puts O'Bannon inside when it comes to their basic set.
James Bosco on the floor for Michigan.
They're going to spread it, eat up the clock, get it down to about 12 seconds, make the move to go for a good shot.
And he traveled.
Good pressure. Great Jimmy King on that defensively, because what he did was to deny that pass, which forced the rest.
37.6 to play here in the first half. Zedek in for Dempsey. UCLA with a 15-point lead as we approach halftime. And Michigan trying to cut into it before the break.
Well, even a three-point play right now cuts it down to 12, and that's something to think about after you're almost blown out by 20. They're taking last shot.
King and Polinka unchallenged up top.
Got to penetrate to get somebody open for a good shot.
UCLA staying back in their 2-3 zone, and now they'll go to work. Bosco to the baseline on the move. No, tapped up and in by Riley.
Big tip by Riley. Look out.
That'll do it for the first half as Tarver gets it off, and it's no good. What a first half for the Bruins. That's the end of the first half. It's UCLA 52, Michigan 39. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship continues after this message and the word from your local station.
Prudential Securities at the half. Sponsored by Prudential Securities. The most important thing we earn is your trust.
And welcome. This is Prudential Securities at the half. Jim Nantz along with Mike Francesa and Bill Raftery. 2 halftimes in right now, but the story is UCLA. How about it, Raf?
How about Michigan? 3 years ago, their Waterloo in 1990 against Loyola Marymount in the second round. Just outstanding defense by UCLA. Great team speed as well, something we've seen.
And Michigan not playing great defense. UCLA pushing the ball, beating them up the floor. Banyan having a good game. Tarver having a good game. Right now, UCLA, that speed being a big factor.
Attitude game. This is an attitude.
We'll find out in the second half. Let's show some highlights from the first half, that 13-point Bruin lead. The comeback kids, that's what they say at UCLA, never say die. Now it'll be Michigan's turn to try to make a comeback. Here's a break, Mike.
Edney to O'Banion for the layup right there. He had a very big first half, 17 points.
Look at Sean Tarver now.
Outstanding. Great speed. Talking team speed is one of the better clubs in the country.
And this play really typified that stretch in the first half, Raf.
Read, anticipate, and finish.
Put it away. So a 13-point lead for UCLA at halftime. Now the other game that's at the half, Utah and Kentucky. It's been Kentucky from the start. Usually outside, Mike, but inside they go to Rodney Dent.
Dent inside. Mashburn's been a force, 16 points. It's really been their defense that has been a big factor. They've held Utah to under 33% in the first half.
So it's 39-20 there in Nashville. Now the 6 finals from today. Wake Forest over Iowa. A close game throughout. The Demon Deacons, well, they started to surf through the last 2 minutes, I guess you could say. Raph, look at some of the action here with A.C. Earl.
Not bad early on. Very important player for them, but this is just a good, strong inside play. Rodney Rogers.
Really went back and forth, Mike. Here's Randolph Childress.
Rogers had 33, Childress 23. Those were the 2 big guns today.
Childress setting them up 33 and 10. Like I said, the bracket now in Charlotte for Thursday and Saturday. 2 ACC teams on hand there, Mike.
4 in the tournament in total, Jimmy, but they can't only get 2 of the Final 4 because 2 of them are each in each region.
That's something?
Yep.
Okay, now about an hour ago, Southern fell to George Washington 90-80. The Colonials, perhaps the last team even to make it into the tournament. They were an at-large 12th seed. Now they win their first 2 games ever in the NCAA tournament. Look at that move.
And you see Yinkadare with the stuff.
You like that name,
Yeah,
huh?
I do.
I think Southern's problem, not getting enough shots. They averaged 93, only getting 67. Bench was terrific for GW.
Hammonds from the outside, and now look at the save. Brigham. Back to Searles. George Washington wins by 10. Sonny Holland had 19 points. Now here's a look at Seattle. The winner of Michigan UCLA will play GW. Vanderbilt and Temple all set. What do you think, Mike?
Vandy's shooting against Temple's matchup zone, and we all thought Yinkadare maybe against Michigan. Not so soon.
How about UCLA? I think that's the real surprise. We've seen a few during the weekend.
I'm telling you. I'll tell you one game that was no match at all. New Mexico State and Cincinnati. A 37-point blowout by the Bearcats, and really put them to sleep at the Carrier Dome up there right from the start. 22-4 out of the gates for Cincinnati. That was Durden hitting the three-pointer.
Cincy with great offense. I mean, they're motion, they're active, they understand how to hit the free man. Go to the goal!
And it was their defense all day. Neil McCarthy's team just could not get anything going against Cincinnati. New Mexico State was just befuddled the whole game defensively.
Sam Crawford, in fact, who led the country in assists, had 10 turnovers today. So Cincinnati advances. That's New Mexico State's Crawford. Cincinnati advances to play Virginia in the next round. Virginia over UMass, the 3 seed in the East, 71-56. John Calipari's team. What was the story here, Mike?
I thought it was Virginia's defense for most of the game. They were consistent offensively, but really I thought defensively is where they really made it happen. UMass came back second half, though, cut a 19-point lead to 3. As you see here, Mike Williams had a couple of big threes, but Virginia took over late, Ralph.
Jammed it down defensively, and in the open floor were extraordinary. Very confident team.
That was Corey Alexander from the outside. Here's a look now at the Meadowlands and the East. Here's the other bracket, Mike, with the 2 ACC teams.
Virginia, Cincy, good defensive matchup. Carolina, Arkansas, they'll go up and down the floor.
The power inside might be enough for UNC, but it won't be easy.
All right, you know, UMass has never beaten an ACC team now in its school history, 0-7. Louisville and Oklahoma State, 78-63 the final here. The Cardinals, James Brewer, 20 points in the second half, 26 in all, and Louisville advances to the regional semifinals. Next up, they'll meet Indiana, 73-70 over Xavier in this one. Calvert Cheney had 23. Here's Pete Gillen, the coach of the Musketeers. Watch this move here. Move of the day, Aaron Williams.
Strong. They needed more of that.
Bobby got a little hot in the second half.
Well, Larry Limbo told him, go back and sit down.
Calvert Cheney, this gave him a 5-point cushion. And after the game, some comments with Gillen and Knight.
Coach Knight, Coach Gillen has just suggested that Indiana's going to go ahead and win the national title now. Your reaction to that?
We got a question that's worth answering.
Bob Knight. I'd say his press conferences ought to be televised. They're always interesting, aren't they?
Let you relax.
All right, Midwest bracket. Here's a look at it. Raft, Indiana, Louisville, Cal, and Kansas. Interesting in St. Louis.
Yeah, it is. Indiana's great defense. I mean, they showed today they can step up big.
Knight and Crum there, and of course Jason Kidd, a heck of a story for Cal.
Louisville back into the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1989. And we'll continue here on the road to the Final Four here on CBS in just a moment. Stay with us.
CBS Sports presents Prudential Securities at the Hash. Sponsored by Prudential Securities. The most important thing we earn is your trust.
UCLA 52, Michigan 39, and we'll return to the McHale Center after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
By the heartbeat of America, Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealer. O'Doul's, no alcohol, 70 calories, and real beer taste. O'Doul's, what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer. And by Levi's Dockers, nobody does color like Dockers.
Southern University is out of this tournament, but that band is just a bunch of party animals anyway. Welcome back to Tucson, everyone, where at halftime, UCLA leads Michigan 52-39. A low-seeded team trailing. What a surprise in this tournament, huh? Greg Gumbel along with Digger Phelps. Take a look at the shot chart and find out just what it is UCLA's been doing right.
When you shoot 70% in the field in a half, you got an inside game going, you got an outside game going, and that's the difference right now for 21 for 30. The question is, can they maintain that intensity of shooting? I say no, because when you take a look at the three-point shooting, also, O'Bannon doing very, very well, 7 for 8. 3 for 9 for Michigan. But when you take a look at O'Bannon coming off, he's got a great rhythm going. 17 points in 12 minutes. But see, there's no defensive rebounds for Michigan when a team shoots 70%. Now, if they get the defensive rebounds when UCLA, if they cool off, the transition game goes for Michigan. And with points off turnovers, that's another factor. They got a little sloppy. UCLA gets 16 easy points. If they cut down their turnovers and you get the fast break points away from UCLA, now Michigan can creep back. It was at 19. It's down to 13. The first 4 minutes, Michigan's got to make a move in this half.
Michigan out-rebounded UCLA 18-12, but turned the ball over 5 times more than the Bruins did.
And when you get rebounds plus turnovers neutralizing, you get nothing. And that's what they've got to cut down on.
Michigan shooting 45% from the floor in the first half to UCLA's 70% and 88%. 7 out of 8 from behind the 3. Michigan starts this half with the basketball.
And UCLA back in the zone because they say to Michigan, beat me outside because you have no inside game.
The lob, and Jackson couldn't grab the handle. Comes up. Petruska got a hand on that, but following, no. Loose ball,
slam those. You can't try to lay them in because the rim's too hard.
Petruska over Weber, around and out, followed by Butler.
Because Jackson didn't box him out, and that's how he got in there and got that easy 2 points.
Butler has 8. 54-39, UCLA.
Good help.
Coming over to help is O'Bannon.
Very good help. Now watch, ball goes inside, but what Jackson looked the other way, and ball watch, something we talked about, one of the weaknesses of Michigan, they don't block out very well. You can get easy points on offensive rebounds.
King finds no room at the baseline, back to Rose and inside to Weber. Missed everything, and the rebound is good by Howard.
As long as you get that tandem going inside of Weber and Howard and establish an inside game, then you got to force UCLA to go man-to-man, and that's when Michigan's at its best.
54-41, UCLA. Keep in mind, Michigan has never beaten UCLA in 6 previous meetings, including the NCAA championship game at Portland, 191-80.
Jimmy King can't guard him. When he goes one-on-one, he gets by King and he pulls back. Edney hits a big basket.
Rose on the drive inside to Weber.
Got away with a charge. No call by the official. Michigan in their heads have got to say, as the Fab Five's out here on the floor, hey, if we lose, forget everything. We can't afford to lose this game. They should win a national championship.
Butler, too hard. Petruska gets it back, and then it's had it taken away.
Jackson, I mean, he's just a solid player.
Rose alone doesn't take it.
Look to go inside. When they double, reverse it, penetrate, you'll get the shot. There it is.
Rose for 3.
Push off.
Butler pushed him.
Rose needs to forget the threes and step up and get his confidence going. Get inside the line first. Make a 16-footer. Don't worry about the 19-footer.
That's 2 on Butler.
First team foul in the second half.
What Michigan needs to do right now, get it under 10. First 4 minutes of this half, get it under 10. See, he's hesitant right now. With speed,
Howard. Weber keeps it alive, grabs the loose ball, and scores.
And that's all you got to do. Post feeds, get on the board. Post feeds, get on the board. You don't need the outside shooting.
Michigan has it down to 11.
Good defense. Went over the top of that screen that time. Howard did so O'Bannon couldn't shoot the 3.
O'Bannon now down low.
I don't like him low. He's better facing that basket, O'Bannon, than he is trying to post up. He can't get off that leg like
Tarver with the drive.
Penetration again. Sean Tarver goes to the basket. Big 2 points for UCLA.
13 for Tarver. 3-pointer out of the side from Jimmy King.
This kid can light it up. Jimmy King has been proudly too unselfish, and he needs to get a little selfish offensively and get into the offense.
10-point ball game. UCLA with the ball and the lead. Edney across the lane, left-hand scoop, no follow, Butler.
Well, the penetration of Edney is very, very solid, and you've got to stay off him and let him shoot it outside, and that's the problem right now with Michigan. Jalen Rose needs to step up a notch in this game.
King for 3, 2 in a row for Jimmy King.
Yes, that's what he's got to do. No one else can do it. Jimmy King can.
And Michigan now has it under double figures, a 9-point lead for UCLA.
They need a basket again. The pressure's on to shoot 70%. You can't do it in this type of a game.
Petruska from the free throw line, short. And Tarver is there for the foul.
Because Jalen Rose didn't block out. And that's one of Michigan's weaknesses. You can get offensive rebounds against them.
Howard, I like it.
Got to make it.
Trying for the save, loose ball. Howard has it. Howard on the drive. Oh, what a lead for Weber.
Hello. There we are. Look at Weber and Howard now, baby. Do they smell it? They know they got the talent. They know they want to get back to where they were last year in the Final Four, where they had that championship game taken away from them by Duke.
62-53. Bruins by 9. Jackson fouled Butler.
Watch Howard. And he tries to flick it, but he sees Weber. Weber, one-hand slam dunk inside. And watch the emotion now. Yes, we're ready. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Keep on talking.
Ray Jackson has drawn his third personal. And Rob Pelinka comes into the game. Pelinka replaces Jalen Rose.
Well, if Rose is a little gun-shy, I credit Steve Fisher right now, talking to him a little bit. Look, relax, get your game going, play your rhythm. Don't try to force it. Step up. Steve's doing a good job. He knows Rose has got to play, especially the last 10 minutes of this game where it's going to count. And Steve's doing a good job by allowing him to just settle down and relax.
Butler hit them both. 14-18 to play, second half. We'll come back to Tucson after this. Everyone, second round action here in the West region, and I don't suppose upsets should come more. In the West alone, the number 2, 4, and 5 seeds have been eliminated, and number 1 Michigan finds itself trailing UCLA 64-53 as we come up on 14 minutes to play in the game.
Pelinka shoots in the corner, and that's why they brought him in off the bench to settle Jalen Rose until he gets his confidence back. That's all you got to do.
On the baseline, that's short. Weber.
That's all you got to do. Just get it on the glass and let Weber get it.
22 for Weber.
Now, what's interesting, O'Bannon, who had 17 points and only played 12 minutes in the first half, has played 6 minutes this half and hasn't scored yet. Is not in the offense.
Has the basketball now with Howard on him and forces it up, and it's short. Jim Herrick wants a foul. The official said no. Inside Howard.
Yes. They smell it. Inside game. Forget the outside shot. That's the difference right now. It's down to 7.
Whistle on the play as Butler drove across the lane. And Pelinka, the guilty party. That's number 1 on Pelinka. 12:57 to play here in the second half. UCLA 64-57. UCLA's lead at one point in this game was 19 at 49-30.
Credit Jimmy King of Michigan hitting 2 key three-point baskets to start this run for Michigan in this half. And understand, O'Bannon has played 7 minutes without scoring in this half, where he played 12 minutes and had 17 points in the first half.
Petruska sits on the bench for UCLA. Takes a break. Rodney Zimmerman comes in. He's number 14. Also into the lineup for UCLA, Kevin Dempsey, who had some big threes in the first half.
The freshman made 9 points on key 3-shot three-point play. Edney's got to penetrate. O'Bannon doesn't belong in the post.
There's a takeaway by Weber, and Weber on the move.
Oh, man. He's incredible. I don't think he's hurt, but I mean, it's just the explosion of how he knew people were coming at him. Went up strong. He's mad because he missed the layup. That's what he's upset about. He didn't get hurt. You can't hurt that guy. Now, Weber has got such great explosion. As big as he is, he can put it on the floor. He goes up so strong. Look at this. He wants the layup. And watch. That's why he's upset.
Foul number 3 on Rodney Zimmerman. Weber goes to the line where he shoots 54%.
UCLA needs a run. They've lost their momentum. They don't show any confidence out here right now on offense. Michigan just coming at you with the force of Howard and Weber inside on the glass.
I mentioned Weber, 54% from the line for the season. He's 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, see, he knows, hey, there's no tomorrow. These guys know, the Fab Five plus that bench, hey, we can be national champions. Let's get serious and get it done.
Kept out of bounds by Michigan.
I think UCLA right now, what really bothered Michigan early is Jimmy King cannot match up to Edney with the ball. If Edney gets back to penetration, full court, just to get it over, get in the half-court offense, get the reversal to him, and let him drive on Michigan, it causes them problems.
Edney blocked out front by King, and King on the receiving end. Can he save it? Yes, but Edney has it.
Smart, pull it out, set up now.
Dempsey to the baseline. Taps it up, no! Out of bounds, 2.
Yes, good call.
Michigan.
Hit Dempsey in the head.
11:54 to play. First half, second half. McHale Center in Tucson, Arizona. UCLA leading at 64-58. And boy, the ACC, 4 teams in the Sweet 16. The Big East with none. And George Washington, by virtue of its victory earlier today, makes the Atlantic 10 happy, doesn't it?
As well as Temple from the Atlantic 10.
Jalen Rose back into the lineup for Michigan. The lob.
Very good, because you screen off the back man, bring the high post guy up. Petruska's out of it. The lob was there. Good read. Great call. That was a timeout call.
4-point lead for UCLA. Bruins have missed their last 5 shots from the floor.
O'Bannon's only had 1 shot this half.
And he is not in the lineup. Petruska, Zimmerman, Dempsey, Edney, and Sean Tarver. Tarver off the dribble, off the glass.
That was the old UCLA bank shot. 20 years ago, you saw all that.
Another lob for Weber this time.
Howard threw it too soon, didn't read the action.
Edney, back for Dempsey, 3-pointer on the way, short, and Edney has the rebound.
Yeah, it's amazing how no one will pick him up, or one of the weaknesses, they're just exploiting it. Michigan does not do a good job of blocking out on shots. You can get offensive rebounds. Edney got a key one there.
Tarver, tough shot.
That's where they explode.
Rose into the corner for King. Zimmerman all over Weber, who's pointing out Juwan Howard.
Get it inside, and that does that.
Weber.
See, the inside post is there against this zone. Ball went into Howard. He reversed it to Rose on the baseline, who penetrated and drove, and Weber's open underneath.
66-62, UCLA. Rose with the steal. Weber lobs. Rose fires.
Needs a timeout right now. He better get O'Bannon back in the game.
Mitch Butler, Ed O'Bannon back into the lineup for UCLA.
Watch this low post feed to Rose now. He drives. Now watch the feet underneath to Weber. Slam. Very good move, and that's what you got to do against the zone. Get it inside, things happen.
Edney.
O'Bannon's back in. They got to get him shooting that jumper again. He's had 1 shot this half. Go back to what you did in the first half.
Petruska with Riley all over, and Michigan has brought the defense out outside here in the second half.
Edney's got to penetrate.
O'Bannon fouled foul as he went to the baseline.
Well, I think you can play off him with his back to the basket, and then when he turns, you close him out with a hand in his face so he can't get that shot off.
Foul is on Juwan Howard. That's his second.
Should be out of bounds underneath. Was not in the act of shooting. What you got is Don Rutledge talking to Howard. Settle down, both of you. I don't want to hear it anymore. Trouble.
Butler ran out of time.
The screens weren't good. Michigan played, slid through, got a 5-second call. UCLA has lost their momentum. Nothing going, especially with O'Bannon. Got to settle down and get something going basic. Get Edney driving the ball.
Michigan has never led in this game. Inside, batted away, but King recovers.
Riley's in for Weber right now, giving him a blow. Good move by Steve Fisher.
King for 3 in the lead, and the whistle blows, and it's Riley. Foul is on Eric Riley, and will come the other way.
It's only a matter of time before Weber goes back in. Need his force inside.
Weber coming in right now. This for Howard.
Key possession right now for UCLA. If Edney gets the penetration, O'Bannon sneaks out, he can get the jumper that way.
Edney took a look at the three. Tied up underneath, lost it. Petruska got it back. Edney amongst the trees, and the whistle blows.
Look at this. Can you believe that's incredible? Petruska makes a great move inside. Edney gets that loose ball rebound. UCLA possession. Gets his hands in there. Now look at the littlest guy on the floor. Goes up and gets it. And he gets bumped inside.
Weber, his second personal of the game. Now they corrected. It is Eric Riley guilty of the foul. That's his second. 2:45 on the shot clock for UCLA. UCLA with the basketball, leading by 2. O'Bannon for 3, around and out.
That's the one that went in the other night. Today it doesn't go in. But he read Weber's hands low, so he had the room to shoot the 3.
Once again, UCLA looking for the tie or their first lead of the day. Michigan rather rose, three-pointer, and there it is.
They got it now. Now they smell it. Here comes Edney back quick.
That's out of bounds to UCLA. Michigan leads by 1, and we'll be back to Tucson in a moment.
The NCAA women's final.
7:45 to play here in the second half. Michigan with its first lead of the afternoon by 1, 67-66.
UCLA's got to figure a way to go Bannon in that offense the way they did it in the first half. And when they do that, they'll get back in this game. Until they do that, they have no offense.
UCLA also had more of a running game in the first half, and that's been throttled. They are 1 for 9 in this half, their last 9 field goal attempts. Michigan is 7 for their last 9 field goal attempts. Tarver. And a whistle and a foul on Ed O'Bannon, I believe.
Frustration for him. You can see it in his face right now. See, I think he sat too long in that first half, lost his rhythm on how to get open. He only played 12 minutes in the first half, and he was out earlier in this half. So he really has slowed down his pace and lost his rhythm completely.
Juwan Howard back on the floor for Michigan, replacing Eric Riley. Michigan with Howard, Rose, Jackson, Weber, and King.
The dream team of college basketball right now has 7 minutes to pull this off. inside. They're really sagging UCLA.
Rose for three.
Yes. See, Ebony can't play him on the top. Too small. And as long as he knows and is patient and can relax, he'll shoot that all day, Rose will.
Michigan's lead is 4. Petruska for three. And Tarver up big for the rebound and the follow.
No one boxed him out again. See, that's the one thing that causes Michigan a negative. The only negative they have defensively, I think, is they don't got 5 guys going to find people.
Tarver with 19, and Michigan's lead is 2. 6:10 to play.
That's it.
Howard turnaround.
There. The middle is open in that zone.
72-68, 5:45 to play.
See, he has no post moves. I don't know why he's in the post. O'Bannon. Good call by Jimmy Herrick.
Timeout UCLA. Just a shade over 5.5 to play. Kentucky-Utah doing battle to see which will be the 4th team to advance to Charlotte, along with Wake Forest, Florida State, and in the Midwest, Indiana, Louisville, California, Kansas. Action begins Thursday night, 8 Eastern, here on CBS. Edney. That might be O'Bannon over the back, and it is.
Again, you know, UCLA is so frustrated right now. They shoot 70% in the first half. This half they shoot 33%. Michigan played a decent half, shooting 45%, but now it's 67%. Right now, watch O'Bannon on the back, over the top. Frustration.
Indicative of the problems UCLA has encountered. They were 7 for 8 in 3-pointers in the first half. They've missed their last 4 threes. Michigan has hit their last 4 threes.
This is a big possession for Michigan. If they put this 6 on the board right now, that's a tough gap for UCLA to recover from.
Weber, Jackson lost the handle. Petruska has it. And turnover. UCLA basketball.
Another.
Michigan on a tear the last several minutes and shooting the lights out as well. Butler, fadeaway, front rim, nobody there for the Bruins underneath.
And that's what happens on a fadeaway. You're going away, no one else is down on the floor, no offensive rebound.
Juwan Howard.
Yes. Doing the things you know how to do. Go inside and get the points.
10 for Howard. Michigan's lead is 6. 4.5 to play.
Need a basket here. UCLA's got to make some type of confidence move.
Sean Tarver. And again, nothing but Wolverines underneath as Michigan takes control.
See, the patience and discipline they had the first half is gone. They're shooting too quick. No reversals, no penetration, no good shot position.
UCLA led by 19 at one point in the first half, by 15 at halftime. Make it 13 at halftime. O'Bannon trying for the steal. Howard recovers. Shot clock is at 13. Howard in the lane.
Hey, that's the silent force that always comes through when they need it. The last 4 points, big time. Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard has 12. Michigan's lead at 8.
Good job by Jimmy King.
Petruska 3 off the mark. Tap up and in.
Got on the glass, Sean Tarver.
Basket by 23, Mitchell Butler.
They credit Mitchell Butler with the basket. 76-70. 3:10 to play.
I like Michigan's patience right now. They're doing what UCLA did in the first half. Playing disciplined, smart, inside game when it's there, going inside to Howard. The force of Howard, knowing that he's got the crunch time to get the points.
Don Rutledge says, settle down, guys.
Well, they're trying to establish a stack, so now they'll switch the offense so that they won't get that foul called.
clock is at 15. There's the takeaway. Tarver.
He's a high dribbler, Jalen Rose. And what he did was try to change direction, and Tarver got the hand in there and sprung it loose. Great steal by Sean Tarver.
Rose to the baseline. Tarver got a hand on it, and it comes the other way.
Sean Tarver's really stepped up his game right now when UCLA needs it. Gets his hand in off the dribble, makes the transition score, then comes back with a block shot on Jalen Rose, which goes off Rose's body. UCLA needs 2 right now.
2:10 to play. Petruska with Weber all over him in the corner.
Wrong guy with the ball. Petruska just get in the post and rebound. This is the guy with the ball you want right here.
Shot clock is at 10. O'Bannon turnaround. No. Loose ball to Jalen Rose.
See, with his back to the basket, he's not facing the basket. He's at his best when he faced the basket and shoots at his rhythm.
Jim Herrick going to try to get another shooter into the lineup in Kevin Dempsey. First chance he gets.
Good patience by Michigan.
Shot clock on your left, game clock on the right as we approach 1 minute to play.
Just clear it out. He's going.
Howard three-pointer. And Tarver has the rebound. Still plenty of time. Tarver shoots the 3.
And he gets 3.
He fouled. Jalen Rose fouled Tarver, and Tarver will go to the line and shoot 3.
Jalen Rose didn't need to do that at this time. You're up 4. You know you got the shot clock in your favor on the last possession. Goes flying at him, misses it. Now, Tarver has struggled on the foul line. He's got 3. It'll be interesting to see this pressure foul shooting right now.
1 for 4 from the line today.
That's right. Now, on the other side of it, Michigan is not a good foul shooting team, as we know.
46 seconds to play. Don't go away. Greg Gumbel, Digger Phelps at the McHale Center in Tucson. 46.2 to play. 76-73 Michigan. You see the timeout situation remaining, and UCLA has the possession arrow should it come to that. With this much time remaining, you say it's a matter of free throws from here down.
Well, the foul by Jalen Rose to put Sean Tarver on the foul line to shoot 3, you don't need that at the end of the game. Now you've got a situation where the game comes down to foul shooting.
Sean Tarver with 2 shots left. Jalen Rose fouling him on the 3-point attempt. He sank the first and now gets 2 more, and if he hits them, can move the Bruins to within 1.
Pressure foul shooting. Didn't shoot him early, but he's making them now. The other end of it, what do? Do you foul Michigan right away? Get that possession clock going where you got 1 or 2 possibilities to score in case someone misses the foul shooting for Michigan.
Tarver hit all 3. We have a 1-point game with 46 seconds to play. And the full court pressure from UCLA. King double teamed and fouled.
Went to the foul. Good move by Jimmy Herrick.
Jimmy King is a 65% free throw shooter. But we won't shoot him yet.
Still got to commit another foul. Got to foul.
And Tarver does. 36.8 to play.
Still side out of bounds. Because they weren't near the bonus. Now, in the 17th foul, you shoot the 1-and-1, and you get that 3 times until you get the 10 foul. Then you shoot 2.
Rob Pelinka, who is a better free throw shooter, now replaces Ray Jackson.
I'd foul him right away. He's coming off the bench. He's a little chilly.
And Jalen Rose headed for...
You either got an option of taking a timeout and putting him back, or you got to replace him. He's putting him in today. One of the two. You got to take him out or take time out and replace him. One of the two.
Jalen Rose has a cut on his leg, apparently.
And they just wrapped the cut.
And
no, I'm going to take him out.
Steve Fisher says he'll take him out for a moment.
See, that's what's unfair about that rule. Here's
Steve Fisher either has to take a timeout or take him out of the game.
Right, so now he's got a sub. He's got a sub.
So Jackson will come back into the game. So it's Jackson, King, Pelinka, Howard, and Weber.
How crucial is that?
Just go out. He just went out of the game. Come on back. Jackson,
he can't come out because he just came out of the game.
You can't come back in. He just
See,
came out.
what has happened this year in Division I, Division II, all basketball, any blood on the uniform or a player, that player must come out.
Timeout, Michigan.
Well, now Steve Fisher is going to take the timeout with 36.8 to play, and Michigan by 1. Just confirm what took place here. Jalen Rose with a cut on his left leg, and the rule in basketball in the NCAA is the coach either has to remove him from the game or take a timeout. Steve Fisher first thought of replacing him, then decided to burn his final timeout, and Jalen Rose will come back onto the court now.
And that's going to be crucial right now because with no timeout, 36+ seconds to go, this game is not over. Watch UCLA go for the quick foul to get somebody on the foul line because Michigan is not a good foul shooting team.
Rose fouled by Butler. That's 3 on Butler, and Jalen Rose shoots at a 71% clip from the free throw line.
But you notice what was interesting in the side out of bounds. If Jimmy King couldn't find anybody, you almost had a 5-second violation all over this new rule. Very critical timeout for Michigan.
This is Rose's first trip to the free throw line today. Michigan is 7 out of 10 as a team.
And it's a 1-on-1. If he misses it, it's in play.
Got the bounce.
Got the front of the rim. That's all that counts. Now watch Howard and Weber stepping in, and watch Jackson crashing in at this time.
O'Bannon and Zimmerman, the key guys on the lane for UCLA, should there be a rebound. Big grab by O'Bannon. 2-point game. Jim Herrick wants timeout. UCLA will have the ball in half a minute, trailing by 2 when we come back to Tucson. Back in Tucson, UCLA with the ball, trailing by 2. Ed O'Bannon, 17 points in the first half, not a point in the second half. So who is Jim Herrick's go-to guy?
Still go to Ed in the inside with a penetration because Michigan falls to the ball, which means if there's an open shot with either O'Bannon or Sean Tarver, get 5 on the glass because Michigan doesn't do a good job of blocking out.
Edney, Butler, Tarver, Petruska, O'Bannon on the floor for UCLA. Edney on the drive and then backs it out, goes back inside again. Too long. Loose ball. Edney again. Petruska for 3. Weber got a piece of it.
Air ball.
Weber got a piece of it.
That's right.
And it'll be UCLA's ball with 8.8 to play. And Jim Herrick will now take his final timeout.
Well, what Herrick's got now is an out-of-bounds play underneath. The key to this is how well they run one or two screens to free somebody open on the baseline. Once you get it inbounds, go to the basket, force Michigan to collapse. But as we said earlier, Michigan does not do a good job of blocking out. Send 5 to the glass, including Ebney, who's got already a couple of offensive rebounds. When you take a look at his action here, there's the flick. He got a piece of that ball, goes out of bounds. Underneath, same thing again. Weber got the ball. Good call by the officials. Possession goes to, on the block, goes to UCLA underneath. Now, I'll tell you, a good screen can get you a layup. I'll tell you, when you look at what can happen with out-of-bounds plays underneath, Michigan plays man-to-man. They don't play zone.
7th time in history these teams have met. UCLA has won the first 6. And at stake, a trip to Seattle and a spot in the Sweet 16. The winner joins George Washington, a winner earlier today over Southern, and Vanderbilt and Temple out of Salt Lake City. To play. Michigan by 2. Neither team has a timeout left, and should the ball be tied up, UCLA would get it. Most important guy, the trigger man, out of bounds.
You got it. He's got to make the play, otherwise you get a 5-second count. And remember earlier they had one called against them when Butler took the ball out of bounds earlier.
It'll be Mitch Butler.
Got to switch on the screens if you're Michigan.
Here we go. Edney across the lane. Was he fouled? He was fouled. Ray Jackson.
Jimmy King gambled. Didn't need to at that point, and that caused the pickup inside where there was a trip foul.
Personal foul. 7-team foul.
Got a 1-on-1 right now. Crucial 1-on-1. Edney's a very good foul shooter.
Edney has hit 30 of his last 31 free throw attempts and shoots 84% on the year.
Now, Michigan has no timeout, so they've got to take it and go. They got to watch out for a steal by UCLA if UCLA plays a contained press.
Edney for the tie. 6.3 to play. Edney on the drive and taken away by King. And we will go to overtime.
Jimmy King did the right thing. Didn't want to risk a turnover where they could score again.
2 clutch free throws by Tyus Edney. Tied it at 77. UCLA had a shot.
Right now, the inbound play, good pressure, denying Rose. A lot of teams do that. They force it to half court. It's loose. Edney comes up and steals because Jimmy King didn't come back to the ball. Jimmy King yet doesn't give up, makes a great steal, and smartly just holds the ball. See, Jimmy King was waiting for the pass rather than coming to meet it. Edney so quick comes in. He thinks he's got O'Bannon open inside, and watch Jimmy King. UCLA knowing right now, watch it, looking, their bench ready, waiting, looking, knowing they go overtime, they have a shot.
Tyus Edney had a terrific idea on the bounce pass, but Jimmy King came back with a great defensive play.
He didn't fall asleep on that play, and that was very important for him to recover after he didn't come back to receive the out-of-bounds pass.
So put another 5 on the clock, and we'll go at it again.
Michigan played very, very tentative, I thought, when you take a look at what they didn't do the last minute of this game. In the foul by Jalen Rose, where he gave up 3 foul shots to UCLA, that's why we're in overtime.
This UCLA team lost a bunch from last year. Don McLean, Tracy Murray, Gerald Matkins. Jim Herrick brings them back with an 11-7 Pac-10 record, and they stand here 22-10 on the season.
Well, right now, Jim Herrick says, all right, guys, look, we know we can win now. We lost our momentum. Let's get O'Bannon back in the game.
Michigan with the opening tip.
Each team now gets an extra timeout.
King, Jackson, Weber, Howard, and Rose on the floor for the Wolverines. Weber for Jackson. Good high-low speed. Rose a little tentative about shooting, but not afraid to throw it inside to Weber, who cut Jackson going down the middle. O'Bannon, 17 points in the first half, none in the second half. Edney floats into the lane.
See, when he penetrates, they're a different team. He's got to do more of that in the overtime. If he does that, that opens up everything else for UCLA's offense.
UCLA has been in a zone all day long. Rose for three, no. And there's a foul on Jimmy King.
And the wrong guy to foul in this situation. This is what I like about Edney with the ball. He penetrates very well. He goes inside to the paint. No one picks him up. He goes by King. And as we see here, King commits the foul half court. This is the wrong guy to foul in this situation.
Tyus Edney has now hit 33 of his last 34 free throws. And UCLA leads by 2.
No press, go back and play the zone, pack it in, force Michigan to shoot outside.
Rose had to change his shot. Edney comes away with it. 2-on-1, Carver. And a foul is called on Mitch Butler.
Very good rebound by Jackson. Coming down strong. Nice pass off, inside. Sean Tarver goes up and misses the layup. No one near him. And the foul going to the line now. Crucial this game. Michigan not a good foul shooting team.
Number 21,
Ray Jackson to the line. He shoots 64%. UCLA in the lead for the first time since the 7:53 mark of the second half.
That was a big 1-and-1. Make the first, now he's got to make the second.
Incidentally, that was Mitchell Butler's 4th personal.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Rose is out, Pelinka's in. He's been really struggling with his game today, Jalen Rose.
Weber. And that's out of bounds, Michigan ball.
O'Bannon just could not grab it. But credit Weber for going up strong again.
60 minutes comes your way next, except on the West Coast. 3:26 to play in this first overtime.
Michigan very tentative on offense right now. No confidence in their outside game.
Weber. Petruska with a hand on it. A foul, and he'll go to the line.
Very good move to get it inside. You know, Jalen Rose has been struggling. Credit Steve Fisher for just getting him out right now to cool him down, relax him, bring in Pelinka, the senior who knows as a fifth-year senior how to play in this game. Now, Inside pass from Jackson. Goes up strong. He blocks that, but he comes right back with it. That's the thing about Weber. He's got great hands because he keeps his hands above his shoulders and can get to the ball very easy.
And strong. Oh, and strong.
He foul shot. He's not a good foul shooter.
That's out of bounds to UCLA. Michigan leads by 1, 2:51 on the clock, and Jalen Rose on the bench in overtime.
And this is a tough situation right now. Jalen Rose has been struggling, missed 2 key shots, two key positions in the overtime, and Steve Fisher made the right move. He's done with his better players right now.
That's going to go against Juwan Howard.
On the screen, he rolled off. Howard hit O'Bannon. Now O'Bannon goes to the line. He's shooting 1-and-1. What's interesting, the number, odd 1 right now. When you got 82-81, he makes it a ties. He makes both. They go up 1. And when teams are up 1, penetrate to the basketball because the defense is afraid to foul you.
There's Ed O'Bannon's first point since the first half. He's 3 out of 4 from the line, and this will be for the lead.
UCLA will come back, still play his own defense. Force Michigan to shoot it from the outside. Pack in the inside.
Shot clock at 30. 2:15 to play in the overtime.
Still have to look inside. Got to get Howard and Weber inside.
Howard with the loose ball, fouled.
But see, that happened by accident. But the point is, the middle's been open all night. Michigan's forgetting that fact. Get the ball inside.
Petruska has fouled out.
Played a great game. A real great game for him.
Petruska fouls out with 7 points.
Zimmerman will come in. He's strong. He's physical. He's got to do it inside.
Now in the UCLA lineup, number 14, Bradley Zimmerman.
Shooting 2, Howard right now.
At the line for Michigan, number 25,
Howard shooting his first free throw of the night.
Shooting 2.
The rest of this game is going to be foul shooting.
At stake, a trip to Seattle and a Friday night date against George Washington. Michigan now 9 out of 16 from the free throw line. We're tied at 83. And Jalen Rose comes off the Michigan bench.
Good timing right now. You still got 2 minutes to go. You got to get him back in the game. Penetration's the key right now for UCLA. Edley with the ball.
UCLA owned the first half. Michigan owned the second, and we're even here in the overtime. O'Bannon.
He's not that good with his back to the basket.
Zimmerman, the foul from behind.
Jimmy King, good foul shooter under pressure.
That's 4 on Zimmerman.
His 4th personal.
See, the 2 weaknesses of Michigan. Offensive blockout so that the other team, like UCLA, can get second efforts, and foul shooting.
Hey, he wasn't the shooter.
And UCLA has exploited both those weaknesses today.
Jim Herrick just yelled out, Zim, think. That was King's first free throw of the night.
In and out. Look at the Michigan bench. The fear of the loss. The road to the Final Four.
Wolverines lead by 1.
Penetrate, they can't foul you. This is the toughest play defensively when you're up 1 because teams play tentative on defense. If UCLA smart, just drive to the basket, get on the glass.
Carver in the lane, tough shot off the mark. Rebound, Jackson. Here's Rose, and Rose will pull it back.
Doesn't need it. Now running offense, though. Sooner or later, Herrick's got to get out of the zone and go man. Got to get out of the zone and go man, Jimmy. Sooner or later. Clock's against you.
1:05 to play in the overtime. Michigan with the ball and a 1-point lead.
Now, smartly, Michigan right now still look to go inside. Get to your bread and butter players, Howard and Weber. Get it on the glass.
10 on the shot clock. The lob. And we're going the other way.
Call the moving screen on Weber, setting the pick for Jimmy King.
They set up the lob, but Weber guilty of the foul, and that's
Watch this. Here comes the screen. I don't see the contact. That's the only thing he could have called. But again, it's Zimmerman on the foul line right now.
Rodney Zimmerman shoots 54% from the line on the season. And his first shot of the night coming up.
But he gets 2 to shoot. We're in the bonus. Now Michigan's got to box him out so he can't crash, and make sure you box out Butler and O'Bannon so they can't get in.
The Michigan bench.
Now wait a second. Now this is going to be musical chairs. Once the defense establishes, the offense can change. Don Rutledge made the right call. But what that does is distract Zimmerman.
This is for the tie.
Oh. Maybe he needs to do that in every play.
45 seconds in this first overtime.
Play it smart. You have a timeout. They're staying in the zone.
About a 2-second difference on the shot clock and the game shot. The game clock, Rose holding the ball.
Still going to play the zone. Force him to beat him with a shot.
Rose and Weber having a conversation out near half court.
Going now.
And Steve Fisher wants a timeout. 7 on the shot clock, 9.6 for the overtime. And let's leave Tucson for just a moment and send it back to Jim Nance in New York. Jim?
For just a very brief moment, this is Wild, the first overtime game of the tournament. Another reminder coming up next 60 Minutes, followed by Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS Sunday movie Without a Kiss Goodbye. We can set the Thursday lineup for you. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Most of the nation will be in
foul problems against either club.
Vandy and Temple there, Mike?
Vandy's good shooting against Temple's matchup zone.
All right, let's move to a Thursday-Saturday side at Charlotte. Southeast bracket. Kentucky became the 3rd SEC team to make it to the Sweet 16 wrap. They're going up against Wake Forest on Thursday.
Wake Forest has to make it an inside game. Get it to Rodney Rogers.
What about Florida State, Western Kentucky, Mike?
Kentucky, good speed. Florida State has played very well so far.
All right, the Meadowlands Friday and Sunday. Carolina, Arkansas, Virginia, Cincinnati. How about that?
High octane. Get your seatbelt in that one.
Virginia, Cincinnati, good defensive struggle there.
In the Midwest at St. Louis, good-looking bracket, even without Duke. Indiana against Louisville, California, Kansas. And last night we had a classic to close out the day, Cal and Duke. We've got another one tonight, so we send you right back to Tucson, back to Greg Gumbel and Digger Phelps.
For UCLA has a timeout remaining. They also have the possession arrow. But Digger, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan does have that lob play, but they've also had success going inside to Juwan Howard.
But if I'm UCLA right now, I've been playing zone, showing zone. Steve Fisher called timeout to run a play against that zone. UCLA should show zone and match man-to-man to confuse Michigan and force them to go to the hole. Now, on the other side of it is you don't want to foul in this situation. When that happens, you've got yourself in a negative situation. But know that the tentativeness of Michigan offensively, if I'm UCLA right now, I just play solid defense, pack it in, and look to get the rebound.
Michigan with Howard, King, Rose, Jackson, and Weber. 7 seconds on the shot clock.
UCLA man-to-man.
3, 2, Rose on the leaner. No! Put back! Does it count? Is it good? Do we have a ruling? We have a discussion on the far side.
Incredible. They're saying no go.
The question is, was the shot put back before the shot clock expired?
Incredible.
Jim Herrick putting in his voice to Don Rutledge.
But the lead official outside's got to be watching the clock, as well as the buzzer. With the red light on the basket.
John Morrow, Andre Patello, Don Rutledge, the officials, discussing the situation. If allowed, the decision gives Michigan a victory.
Right now, here's the action. Oh, absolutely.
Well,
game's over.
It beat the game clock. The question is, did it beat the shot clock? And they are still talking about it.
There's the shot clock.
Just leave it alone. 1.5.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
That 45-second buzzer went off before.
But if he shoots it, it's a loose ball rebound. If he got that shot off, it doesn't matter.
The first shot, and then on the rebound, it went off before they made, and you can check.
Conversation over at the
Doesn't
desk.
matter. If it's a rebound off the missed shot, it's a new shot clock.
You're right.
Then the tip counts. See, if Rose got it off and in time on the shot clock,
Then it establishes a new 45.
It's a new 45 as soon as he shoots it. Okay? Now, that allows King to get the rebound. Because it's a new shot clock, has nothing to do.
Difference was about 1.5 seconds. Steve Fisher is saying they got it on tape, but that's not something the officials can come over and look at.
Cannot do in NCAA tournament play. Watch this now. 9.6 on the shot clock.
Which means the shot has to be off by
This is the game clock.
8.1.
Here we go. He shoots it. There's time.
That establishes a new 45.
You got it.
So
that goal
shot
is
should
good.
count.
That goal is good.
But it appears, let's see, now Don Rutledge is calling both coaches.
That's incredible. The shot clock. Rose got it off within the time of that shot clock. It's a loose ball rebound. It's a free ball. Michigan taps it in with Jimmy King.
Well, we have 1.5 seconds put back on the clock at this point.
That means it's UCLA ball. That gives UCLA the ball with 1.5 seconds to go. Incredible. The officials have got to watch the shot clock. You've got 3 officials on the floor. No excuse for this happening in this game.
Here's a look at the play with the shot clock included. The shot clock in the lower left at 2 and at 1 as Jalen Rose releases the basketball.
He's done the right thing. Now, it's a free ball. He shot it within the time period of 45. There's enough time for Jimmy King to get that ball and put it in. And it should be Michigan up 2.
And it looks like Jim Herrick definitely does not like the call. And it looks like that shot will be allowed. Here's another look at it.
It's the right call. Yes, he released it with a second on the clock.
Jimmy King's basket is allowed.
It's the right call.
And UCLA has a second and a half to do something about Michigan's 2-point lead.
Great offensive rebound by Jimmy King. Let's not take it away from that. Jalen Rose went to the hole. Jimmy King got position. UCLA's calling timeout now to set up a play with 1.5 seconds left in the game. But see, the officials, one of the officials should have been watching that play. As soon as Rose went to the basket, they knew how much time was left in this game. This should never even gotten this far.
Well, from our vantage point, it would appear that after considerable discussion, the officials have arrived at the correct call.
Absolutely. Based on time and score, based on possession, based on the shot clock, based on what's left in the game, they finally made the right move.
Now, desperation heave is all that remains for UCLA.
Keep everybody in front of you and don't foul, because the worst you do is go overtime again, unless it's a three.
O'Bannon, it'll count.
What a game. A classic. Jimmy Herrick's really upset.
Michigan is on its way to Seattle. UCLA led by as many as 19 in the first half. David Boyle to O'Bannon. The shot would have counted if it had gone. And it was just off. Jim Herrick has come over to Digger Phelps in front of our broadcast table here. And Digger is explaining to Jim Herrick what the decision was. Jim Herrick now coming over and asking our opinion. And Digger Phelps is explaining the situation to him. And Jim probably feels just a little better about it. Jalen Rose barely beating the expiration of the shot clock. That makes this ball a free ball for anyone who grabs it. It was King who put it back for the winning bucket. The final score in overtime, Michigan 86, UCLA 84. It means that Michigan advances to Seattle on Friday night to play George Washington. They will join Vanderbilt and Temple. Our Chevy MVPs of the game: Ed O'Bannon for UCLA, Chris Webber for Michigan. 60 Minutes is coming your way next here on CBS, except on the West Coast.